Hello and good morning, good afternoon, and a very good evening to you. It's going to be with tube. Hope you're all safe, feeling grand, knows when you want. I am still got a cold, but it is getting better. Anyway, that's not what this video is about. This video is about disassociation and panic. And I wanted to do this video because at this second in time, at this point in time, I am on the verge of a panic attack. I'm close to a panic attack. Am I going to have a panic attack? No, I'm not. The reason I'm not going to have a panic attack is because I'm not going to let that happen. I don't need to have a panic attack. I'm not that scared. You know what I mean? I am that scared, but I'm not, if that makes any sense. But the other problem is, what's caused this is something called dissociation. And this is something I've suffered with since about 2007, 2008. And basically what dissociation is well, I'll give you an example of how, I'll tell you exactly how I feel at this point in time. At this point in time, none of this seems real. It's like living inside a dream, if that makes any sense. You know, it's like this glass is with water in it isn't real. This pen isn't real. I'm not real. You know what I mean? The camera in front of me isn't real. You know, you aren't real. The world isn't real. You know, it's like constantly living inside this weird kind of dream state where everything feels wrong, you know, disassociated. You know, you don't feel right. So, at this point in time, because I don't feel like real, everything feels a little bit kind of distant and further away. It scares me. You know, it scares me into thinking, like, you know, oh, what if I am asleep? You know, what if I'm dead? You know, what if I'm in a hospital bed somewhere? What if I'm in a coma? What if I can't wake up? You know, and all these thoughts basically are just kind of like irrational thoughts. They're all what ifs. They don't mean anything. I know for a fact at this point in time, I am real. And I am here. I can feel this settee. You know what I mean? I can feel the floor under my feet. I can feel this pen. I can taste this, which is for the first time in a couple of days, I can taste again. I can taste this water. You know what I mean? I've got a bit of paper here. I can hear that. You know, I know because of those things, I'm real. And I've seen my mum today. She said I'm real. And I've spoken to my sister on the phone. She said I'm real. So I know I am here. Regardless of what my disassociation or my brain wants to tell me about where I am at this point in time, I know I'm real. And one of my main reasons for videoing this and filming this is to prove a point about disassociation. Because disassociation is horrible. You know, there is no two ways about it. Dissociation is horrific. But one of the things about dissociation is it's blown out of proportions by ourselves. You know, the what ifs in my head, they're only what ifs. They're not reality. I'm making this up. You know, what if you're in a hospital bed? You're not in a hospital bed. What if you're dead? You're not dead. You know what I mean? You know, what if I can't wake myself up? You're awake. You know what I mean? It's, you know, so instead of focusing on the negatives, I've got to focus on the positives, which is a lot easier said than done because I'm a very negative-minded individual. But if I want this dissociation to go away and for me to be able to kind of like, you know, get a grasp back on reality, then I have to start thinking, well, no, I am real. And one of the main reasons I'm doing this video and filming it right now is that I thought that not only will it be good for me for in the future, if I get this weird thing again, I can look back at this video and go, well, I was real then. You know what I mean? I must be real now. You know, I can kind of counteract my brain. But it's also a video for anybody else who suffers with this dissociation thing or panic in general. You know, because dissociation will tend to kind of go hand in hand with panic. You know what I mean? They kind of do both live in the same world, you know. Especially if you've had panic for a long time. I mean, my dissociation came about basically through having panic disorder for such a long period of time that it became a coping mechanism. Okay, sorry about that. Something that I was afraid of just happened. So just to slightly interrupt my previous self, this entire morning, I've been awake now for about a good 2 hours, well, hour and a half, give or take. I'm terrified. When I get into this kind of like disassociated state, I become quite agoraphobic. I tend to withdraw, which is what basically disassociation is. It's a coping mechanism. You do withdraw. Basically, your brain kind of shuts off, but you're still fully conscious. You know, you hear about people saying go to your special place. If they're undergoing some kind of trauma in their life, something horrific that they have to deal with. You always hear people say, I've gone to my special place. That's exactly what dissociation is, but it's not good. It feels horrible. Instead of it kind of being an escape, it's like, it's a trap. So this entire morning, I've been like, what happens if somebody comes to the door? What happens if I have to answer the door? What if I have to go out? What if I have to go out? And again, we're back to the what ifs. Somebody just came to the door and they delivered this, which you'll see more of soon. But I answered the door, nothing happened. I'm still here. It just reaffirms even more that I'm real, because I knew that was coming, So, it's again shutting down these what ifs, what if, and shut up. You are real. I am real. I am here right now. So yeah, it's not gonna make my disassociation go any quicker, but it will. I just need to calm down. When you get this dissociation, the best thing to do is just to remain as calm as possible. It's really hard to do. Especially if you're on your own as well. Because like I said, I'm on my own at this point in time, and it is really, really hard to kind of like keep yourself like on a level, because like I say, the what ifs come in, and you're like, my God, what happens if I have a total freak out and there's nobody here and I'm on my own? You're not gonna freak out. You'll be all right. Because that's the thing for me. Again, another what if. So I'll be all right. I will be all right. I've written down some things as well. This is the thing. This is something I'm starting to kind of get into as well. So it's basically taking all the what ifs and the negatives and flipping them. And this is something my sister told me to do and my therapist told me to do and quite a lot of people told me to do in the past, and I've never really done. But I think it does help, definitely, and I know it helps. So my negative thought would be, I'm not real. But I am real. So again, I'm not real. Twist it back. No, I am real. Okay? So another thing is, I'm still asleep. This is a dream. So there's the negative. Twist it back. No, I'm awake. I'm awake right now. Another thought is, I'm not actually here right now. I'm somewhere else. I'm in a hospital bed, or I'm dead, or whatever. That's the negative. Twist it back. No, I am here. I can feel the settee. Like I said, I can feel the ground. I can feel my hair. I can feel, feel this remote. I can feel this pen that's in my hand. I am here. I am here. Negative side again would be, another thought process of mine is, I'm gonna panic. I'm gonna freak out. I'm gonna have a massive panic attack. I'm gonna be on my own. I'm gonna I'm going crazy. And I'm on my own. That's the negative. Let's twist it. No, I'm not gonna panic. I'm okay. I can do this. I've gone through 20 years of panic. I can get through another day. Another negative side is, I'm not okay. There's something wrong with me. Of course there's something wrong with you. You're ill. You've got the flu. You've been really ill for like a week for your fall. Of course you're not well. So, that's, as much as that's not positive that I'm ill, that's the other side of this. I'm not okay. Of course you're not. But it doesn't mean anything. Of course you're not okay. You're ill. That's one of the reasons why you feel like this. Is because you're run down. You haven't eaten properly. Stuff like that. It's all about just rationalising that what if, that stupid negative side of our brain that likes to take control. It's all about twisting it. So instead of it going, oh my god, the world is ending and I'm dying, it's turning it around and going, actually, no I'm not. No I'm not. This is ridiculous. I am here. Everything's fine. And that brings me on to the next point. Is like, what I'm feeling is not good. No, it's not good, but you'll get through it. By 2-3 o'clock, it'll be gone. It'll be totally gone. You'll be all right. And even if it's not gone, you'll still be all right. And another thing is, and the last one is, I'm asleep still. That's another negative side. The twist of that is, no, I'm awake. I'm not still asleep. You know what I mean? I can prove it. I can show my bed to myself to prove that I'm not in there. So this video is a bit weird. I do apologize for the weirdness and out the blueness of this, but like I said, I wanted to film it just as a kind of like a just a kind of like a help, not only for me but for anybody else who's kind of like going through dissociation or panic, because like I say, they do seem to go hand in hand. They do lock together, and I think it's important to understand that we give it the power that it requires. You know, it's not the other way around. You know, it's not controlling us. We control it. We make it worse by doing the what ifs, and you just need to counteract those what ifs when they pop up in your brain. So, what if I'm still asleep? No, you're awake. You know, sadly, you know, I wish I was still asleep actually, because I'm absolutely exhausted. Which is another reason why I feel like this. I'm exhausted. You know, I ain't slept much over the last couple of days. I ain't eaten much of anything. You know, there we go. That's another positive. It's not really a positive because I'm not very well, but it's a positive in this situation because, you know what, why do I feel all kind of like, you know, effervescent and kind of like, you know, a bit spaced out? It's because you're not very well and you haven't eaten properly. You know what I mean? And you're weak. You know, you've been really ill. You know, you've had the flu. You know, you've been coughing your lungs up for the last 3 days. You haven't been sleeping properly. You know, it's all these little things. You know, all this adds to the positive side of things. You know, instead of a what if, so like, you know, what if I'm dead? You're not dead. You know what I mean? And this is what the key to panic and dissociation, I think, is to identify the negative, the what if, you know, of like, you know, thinking like the what if of kind of like, you know, what if I panic and going, you're not going to panic, you'll be okay. You know what I mean? You've got to keep doing that. It's not easy. It's not easy. I do think writing down positives is a good thing. That really made me feel better. Writing down the positives to the negatives. So the negatives stay in your head and the positives get written down. So like I said, just to recap again, my positives: I am real, I am awake, I am here, I'm not gonna panic, I am okay. What I feel is okay. I'm ill, that's why I feel like this, and I'm not asleep, I'm awake. You know what I mean? All these things, you know. So yeah, I mean, this is the thing about panic and dissociation. It's terrifying. It's horrible. I mean, I don't feel great right now. I feel weird, you know, because it is a weird feeling. But, you know, I will get through it. And like I say, I hope this is kind of like, hope this might be useful for somebody out there who might be going through the same kind of thing if they feel like it's because dissociation, when it first comes on, is absolutely terrifying, especially if you don't know what it is. You just feel like you're going crazy, you know. You feel like you've lost your mind. You're like, I am totally mental. Yeah, it's simple as that. Because I did. When I first got it, I thought, I've totally lost my mind. You haven't lost your mind. Basically what's going on is your brain is just doing a coping mechanism. Your brain is trying to protect you from the trauma of where you are, but in the same way, it's a negative protection. You know what I mean? It's not helping you, and the brain is really, really bad at that. The brain doesn't really do much to protect you, to be honest with you, when it comes down to panic and stuff like that. Your brain will work against you. You know, negative thoughts, you know, come from there. You know, your brain will try and fight you at every opportunity if you've got panic disorder. So you just need to keep correcting the negatives in my head. Like now, for instance, if I just think now, it's like, you know, I don't feel real. You know, I'm not real. I am real. I am here. Look, I make a noise. Now I can feel my feet again on the floor. I'm in this room. You know, I know where I am. I'm at home. You know, I'm in the guitar room. You know what I mean? It's, you know, I am real. You know what I mean? I know I'm real. It might not feel like it, but I know I am. And it's just a case of just keep saying it to yourself and saying it to yourself. My sister says this all the time. It's like, you know, You gotta say it and 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 say it, and eventually your brain starts to go, actually, yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, we are real. Yeah, actually, yeah. It's all this adrenaline that I'm pumping into the system, and all this kind of fight or flight or freeze mechanism that I'm triggering right now isn't real. You know, that's me. I'm malfunctioning basically. There's no reason for me to be this scared. You know, but you know, saber-toothed tiger ain't gonna run in through the window in a minute and attack me. Although I'd make for a very cool YouTube video. Imagine that. Anyway, but yeah, so. I just wanted to do this video and I wanted to talk, and I think one of the main reasons for doing this video is so I can talk, and because I am on my own, I think it's nice to kind of get these things out and feel like you're talking to someone, and this does it. It gives me comfort, and you know, because I'm going to be on my own pretty much all the day today. It's nice to have this kind of like, you know, although, you know, it's a digital format and stuff like that, it's nice to kind of like feel that kind of connection, so to say. So, like I say, and hopefully if anybody's kind of going through this, it might help them out as well, and it might just kind of like make you realise, like, you know, you are okay, you know, this is real, you know, you can hear that, you know, that it is real, you know, I can taste this, you know, it's horrible. Dissociation is horrible. Panic is horrible. Panic disorders are horrible. You know, wouldn't wish it on anybody. Really wouldn't wish this on anybody. But the fact of the matter is, it will stop. It can't be forever. You know what I mean? It'll never ever be forever. You know what I mean? It might last a whole day. It might last a week. It might last a month. But it will not last forever. You know what I mean? There will be a point, at some point, where, you know, it takes a bit of a more of a backseat with you. So you just gotta keep reminding yourself of a positive instead of a negative, because if you have a panic disorder or dissociation, by default you will resort to being negative. You know what I mean? Oh, I'm dead. I'm in a hospital bed. I'm in a coma. I missed that and the other. And they're all these thoughts are not based in fact. They're based in what ifs, and what ifs are never fact. That's not reality. What ifs are basically the thing that give it power. And you just, as they pop up, you need to correct them to the positive. So, oh, I'm dead. You're not dead. Oh, I'm still asleep. You're not asleep. You're awake. You know, everything feels a bit too weird to be real. No, it is weird, but it is real. You know, things feel weird because of the way you are, you know. So yeah. So, anyway. Yeah. Excuse me, everybody. Still recovering. But yeah, I wanted to do this video. Again, it just gives me a bit of comfort to kind of like to get this out. And again, I can use it as a reference myself as well. So if I get here again, I can look back at this video and go, "No, you see, I am real when it happens. It's happened before, and I was okay then, you know. And then it will happen again, and I'll be okay then as well. It's just a case of just flipping it more than anything." I hope you can understand me, by the way. I've just realised my voice is just still horrific, isn't it? But at least I have a voice today. I didn't have a voice yesterday. I couldn't speak at all. Anyway. Yeah. Like I said, I mean, I don't think there's anything else to say, really. I think that's kind of it. Like I say, if anybody out there who goes through disassociation, all this kind of thing, it's like, you're not alone in it. You know, a lot of people go through it, and it is horrible. Yes, definitely horrible. It's really uncomfortable, and it's scary, especially if you're on your own. But, you know, it can be turned off. It's not quick turn off. It takes a while to shut down. But, you know, it can be turned off. You know, it can. You just gotta be patient with it more than anything. I'm just trying to think of what I can do now to, when I turn the camera off, to kind of like calm myself even more, because I can still feel it. You know, I mean, this dissociation thing, I still feel exhausted. But it's just the main reason I have dissociation today is because I am exhausted. You know, from this cold, this flu thing I've had. Anyway, yeah. I mean, anyway, I don't know. I hope there's been something in this video anyway that makes sense, and yeah, and I say it's kind of helped me out as well. I did kind of feel a bit kind of less weirded out by things. I still feel weirded out by things. I still feel a bit panicky, And that's fine. I'm not going to panic though. You know, I'll be all right. But but yeah. So, and I'll say, hopefully, you know, if anybody is going through this video might, you know, you know, you can see you're not alone, kind of thing, which is always good. Because the worst thing about having a panic disorder or dissociation or something like that is feeling alone in it. You know, because I felt that for ages. I felt like I was losing my mind and I was on my own. And you're not. You'll be okay. So, and I'm okay. And I'm real. And I know I'm real. Hear me, brain? I'm real. Anyway, like I say, it's just a little extra video or anything like that. So, so yeah. Thanks for listening to me, everybody. I say, you know, your support really does help me. It really does, with this mental health stuff that I'm going through. It really does help me. It's nice to know you're all there. You know what I mean? It's nice to know there's support there. You know what I mean? Because it really does feel good to me to know I've got support networked. And, you know, it was really, really nice. And I think that's the key to getting through panic and anxiety and stuff like that is how strong your support network is, and luckily mine is very, very, very strong. So yeah, so thank you all so much for being there, and I'll see you again on Monday, hopefully for another video. And yeah, have a great morning, afternoon, good evening, everybody. I'm gonna go and keep correcting my my what ifs, keep turning them positive instead of negatives. So yeah, thank you all for watching, everybody. I'll see you again soon. Goodbye now. Have a great morning, afternoon, good evening. Just to finish this video off on a very, very nice, positive note, we are about 3 hours after I filmed the initial part of this video. Dissociation is gone. Normality has returned. I'm no longer scared of the outside world or any of that. It's all gone. Everything's returned to normal. All is good again. So, future Dave, when you're watching this video for reference, and anybody watching this video for reference, it does go away. It doesn't last forever. So see you again. Thank you very much.